Tom, managers just talked about it being a hard-fought and tough point to get. Is that a fair assessment, you feel?
Yeah, definitely. The message inside the dressing room is if we're not going to play to our best, at least come away with a point, and that's exactly what we've done. We weren't at our best tonight, but it's a good point. I think they're a good team. The league doesn't say so at the moment, but I think they could be up there. They've got some real good players, and yeah, it's a good point.
Teams that have ambitions to get out of this league sometimes have to not play well and still get something. Do you get that feeling from tonight?
Absolutely, yeah. Again, that's another thing the manager said in there. When we're not at our best and we can pick up points, that's exactly what we want, and that's what we've done tonight. And we've got to flip it to Colchester at the weekend. If we can take all three there, it's an even better point than it is right now. So that's our aim.
I know it means nothing in the grand scheme of things, but it's another one for the scrapbook. Just talk us through the free kick and what you saw that made you see the gap, if you like.
Yeah, well, it was pretty close, so I was thinking it's got to be perfect to go over the wall, so I thought I'd just whip it as hard as I could, keep us side, and yeah, it's nice to see it go in.
And those type of things we know you're capable of. Do you often feel now with that real sense of confidence when you step up, when you see these? Now you've got a bit of a reputation that they are going to go in more often than not.
Yeah, definitely. We haven't really had many free kicks this season, and we were saying it the other day, me and a few of the other boys. Remember I had one at home recently that I put wide. It didn't hit it right. But no, it's nice to get a free kick, and it's nice to get on the score sheet.
It does give you something to hang on to in games as well, which, as we said, within the context of this, all right, it's a draw, but it does help when you've got that in your armoury as a team.
Yeah, of course. Like I say, it's a point away from home, and yeah, we'd want 3, of course we would. But when we're not at the races, it's nice to take a point.
How's things been for you? Because back in the team now, after that period out with injury, there seems to be a lot more creativity and zip about it. Now you're back in. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think we're playing. I think we're playing really well at times. We've been playing some really good stuff, and again, it's another thing that Cross said in there. Up until tonight, I think the last 4 or 5 games on the ball, we've been brilliant. We've had some real good spells with it, and we're not going to be brilliant for 46 games on the ball. That's just not gonna happen. So yeah, and we haven't really been tonight, but we want to spin it round Saturday and take all 3 points.
There's been lots of different combinations in the midfield now. What do you make of the current one, including yourself?
Yeah, I really like it. But then you've got players that aren't in the team and that I think could easily come into the team. I have a chat with Ben, I have a chat with Petty all the time, and think the people that are coming for our places at the moment, they could walk into more or less any League 2 team. So I think that's credit to the club for the stuff they've done in the summer to bring in them players, and we've got to be right at it. Me, Ben, and Petty at the moment, we've got the shirt, but there's players that want the shirt, so it's even more for us to play well every week.
Being brutal, it is hard to drop you as the captain, but in some ways, does that responsibility keep your standards high?
Of course it does. Yeah, I think even though I am captain, I think if I was playing and I wasn't playing very well, but I was still in the team, it's a bit like I'd feel terrible for that. So I want to keep my standards high as I can. But as a group, we're always driving standards. Everyone is, every single player, and that's another thing the gaffer and Cross, Dino are really big on. And I think that's why we're being successful at the moment. We're happy, but we can be happier.
The togetherness within that group is very apparent. That no one seems to feel like they're an add-on or they're just there to make up numbers. Everyone seems to have a role to play.
Absolutely, and that's what we're building. That's what we're building as a club. From me doing it in the dressing room, along with the other leaders, there's plenty of them, and it's what Carol's done. It's what the gaffer's doing. We're building all the time to have a real togetherness in the group, and that's exactly what we've got. But we want to keep building it. You know, we're not comfy at the moment. We want to keep striving for more, and that's exactly what we're doing.
There is a real sense of something being built, as you say. You've got a great turnout from the fans this evening as well. You've come away with a point. On another year you might have lost that game. Do you feel there's something special about what's going on at the moment?
Yeah, but we can't get carried away. I know the gaffer says that every time he does an interview, but I think it's so true. The moment you start doing that is the moment you're probably going to come off it. We're 13 games now in, is it? Something like that, and like I say, we're happy where we are, but we want to keep striving. We want to strive for more, and it starts again on Saturday at Colchester.
Well, just made a good point. Yeah, just made a good point there, though, that if you can get something out of that game, a home win, a draw away, maybe 3 points Saturday represents a really good week.
Absolutely, yeah. You've just said it yourself. That's a good week. At the moment, we're on 4 points. You turn it into 7, you'd have that down as a good week, and that's exactly what we want. We don't want four points this week. 5 points. We don't want that. We want to take all 3 points, especially with our home fans being back at home. That's exactly what we're doing. That's what we'll try and do when we're back in.